and welcome to another edition of the Give My Head podcast. If you haven't been before, where have you been? If you're new, you're very, very, very welcome. This is show 12, 13. What show is this, Dan? Show 15? We've got away with it for 15 episodes so far, so no pressure, Kerri. Don't balls this up on us. For those of you who don't know, I'm Tim McGuy. These are my colleagues.
Michael McDowell, Damon Quinn.
Give My Head podcast is basically talking to famous people, talented people about comedy and culture and life in Northern Ireland. First of all, can I thank our very, very, very kind and generous sponsors, Drip Cafe on the Omer Road. I've got a Drip mug.
I've got a Drip mug.
We only got paper cups last time. We've now got the official Drip mugs. Drip on the Omer Road. Lovely, lovely people. I was in there recently. The food is lovely. The coffee is absolutely delicious. So get yourself down to Drip. I had a cinnamon bun out of there.
Oh, lovely.
They were beautiful. They stopped doing their Hong Kong toast that we've been boasting about for weeks, so don't worry about that. But if you want your food, if you fancy something to eat and you go to Drip Cafe and you pop in and you say, give my head some peace. Do you know what they'll do? Those nice people at Drip, they will give you 20% off your food bill, wouldn't they? Just for saying, give my head some peace. So pop into Drip Cafe. Thank you very much, Drip. Yeah. You're very, very nice people.
Very nice.
Kerri is very weird. Kerri doesn't drink coffee at all. So
No, I don't. No, it's...
Well, look, before we get to our special guest today, you can get other stuff in Drip. Get food, you can get drink. And all. Can you get drink?
Alcohol?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I don't know.
Bit early.
You get tea.
Bit early in the morning. One last plug. My solo show Ridiculous finishes on this Thursday, the 13th of December, in the Portico in Portaferry. Tim McGarry's Ridiculous. Please, last chance to get a ticket for that. It'd be nice if it sold out. And of course, Give My Head Peace. Give My Head Peace, ladies and gentlemen, is on tour. We are back on the road in March of 2025. We are all over the occupied 6 counties north, whatever you want to call it, Ulster. We're everywhere from Coleraine to the Grand Opera House. We're in the Grand Opera House at the last week in March. We're in Derry on the 5th and 6th of March. We're all over the place. Get your tickets now. Perfect Christmas present, by the way.
Yep. The lads are still funny.
Yeah. The lads are still funny. We're on tour. We'll all be there. Pastor Begbie and Sandy and Ma and Dan, Cal and everybody. So get your tickets now. But never mind that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had some wonderful guests, and we have some wonderful, talented people in the show. And we raise the bar when it comes to talent. We have the wonderful Kerri Quinn, actress, from Hope Street and all of that, but she's a singer, and you're a multi-talented woman, aren't you, Kerri?
Well, I don't know about that, but no pressure. You just told me how great Marty Maguire's was, so game on, Maguire.
Game on, yes. I haven't seen you since about 2 days ago when you and I did a wee radio show that's coming out on Christmas Day called Criminal Records. Did you enjoy yourself?
I had a ball. I didn't really feel like we were working. It was just like... Yeah. Well, we should go to carry it, really.
Criminal Records is a show week. It was actually Michael's idea. Do you want to explain what the concept behind Criminal Records is?
It's like Desert Island Discs in reverse. It's your 10 worst records, and it's not just based on they're really awful. It's things that went wrong in your life at the time. The single was a big hit. It's the song you won't play at your funeral, and there's a whole host of other ones. Worst Eurovision.
And there are some pretty god-awful songs.
And there are some pretty god-awful very, very god-awful songs. This was a special Christmas episode with Kerri. We had Colin Murphy, who's brilliant, of course, Peter Kuna of D Ream. But I have to say, you chose a record, your worst record ever that you actually bought. That is astonishingly, wonderfully awful. Do you want to tell the listeners what record you bought? It is absolutely... Because you fancied a fella at the time, wasn't that right?
So when you were younger, I wasn't really into football. I am now, but back then, you supported whatever team your boyfriend supported. So 1 week it was Arsenal, next week it was Liverpool, then it was Man United. So kind of, it just depended on who you were going with. At that particular time, the fella I liked was a Liverpool supporter. So I thought, to show my commitment, I would buy this Liverpool single, Pass and Move, it's a Liverpool groove. Pass and Move, it's bloody awful, it's horrendous. And now I'm a hardcore Man United supporter.
It is worth seeing if you ever get a chance. Look it up online. It's 1996, I think it is, and Liverpool actually they were playing Man United in the FA Cup, and they lost. It scored 1-0. But the song is shocking.
PTSD.
Your football songs as a genre.
Yes.
Footballers should not be allowed near
a
studio, and every single song always has the team with headphones on in the studio, moving really badly, singing really bad, and this is a classic of that particular.
Although the worst sports song I've ever heard was not a football song.
Was it none?
I think it was Alex Higgins. 147, that's my day of heaven.
Oh, I've
never heard of that.
Yeah, you got to get it. In fact, you got to get it for Criminal Records. It's brilliant, yeah.
So
Alex Higgins sings.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So do you think that's what inspired Dancing Shoes? Remember That for 7 snooker heaven.
Yes.
Do you remember the
probably
George
did.
Best and the?
Probably did.
Okay.
And Paddy Jenkins, I have to say, did the best ever
Horror
impression
amazing,
of Alex
I know.
Higgins. His Alex
Brilliant.
Higgins was absolutely superb in that show.
Scary.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
fantastic.
you're a singer, but you've been in loads of musicals. Dancing Shoes was the life
George
of-
Best one?
George Best one, yes.
That was good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
That's good. Bring it back, Martin. Bring it back for
You were, very,
Tim.
you were very good. What part did you play in?
I played Angie Best,
You played Angie, the missus.
the missus.
Who was-
And actually, funny enough, the second time we did it, I was heavily pregnant
Right.
with Libby.
Oh, wow.
And she
Wow.
was pregnant in the scene, so like when Aidan was turning me around, I just seen this wee. Well, at that time it looked like I just had like a couple of, Christmas dinners or whatever. But I mean, it worked. But of course, Martin was like, Angie Best was never fat.
Oh,
I was like, Martin, I'm not fat. I've got a human being growing inside me. So that was
Are you saying
brilliant.
Martin Lynch is not very PC or woke?
No. He was joking.
He was joking, yeah. Well, Martin Lynch has appeared in this programme indirectly. We'll have to get him on actually sometime.
Yeah,
Martin
we're
Lynch
good,
has
yeah.
appeared in this show on a number of occasions because we had Mary Jones on. And basically, her career was started when women didn't get any parts in plays, and they started to really need parts for plays. And they went to Martin Lynch and said, "Can you write us some parts for women?" And he went, "Do it yourselves." He helped our career by saying 2 Ceasefires and a Wedding should become a sitcom and stuff. So he's all over it.
And he's still trucking. He's got a new show coming out next year.
He's got a panto on at the minute. Coming
In the
on-
Waterfront?
In the Waterfront, I think it is. And he's still,
And an adult panto.
yes, that's the one. Yeah, I did a voiceover for that. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I actually got money out of Martin Lynch, which is not an easy thing to do.
So are you Tim McGarry in the voiceover?
I'm Da, the fairy god Da.
Oh, brilliant.
Ah,
Okay.
right. God, yeah,
And did
so
you get clear copyright with us, Tim?
Yeah, no. Oh, if I had to pay you a percentage
Yeah,
of
I think
that,
you might have to, Tim,
yeah,
you know.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
So life's treating you well then, Kerri, all good. Yeah, I hope most people who don't know you and don't go to musicals and stuff would go, oh, that's your woman off Hope Street. Right?
Oh, as I'm referred to as that's that wee lesbian cap. Which many taxi men, you just see them and they're going to go, yeah, wee lesbian cap. So that's my new nickname.
And do you get that kind of like that belief that you are a lesbian cop? I mean, is there a lot of people
Yeah,
who
are you
actually
asking
really
if
buy
I'm
that?
method?
Yes, and no. Do people come up to you and say you're
Yes.
the lesbian cop, like, and they believe you are the
Yeah,
lesbian
no,
cop?
well,
There's probably
some of
a
them
genre
probably
of-
do, they don't really realise it's not real. No, I think it's just they can't remember the character name and they don't want to be rude, so they're going, the lesbian cop. I'm all right with that, that's fine.
You two would have an affinity playing cops. Like,
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
and you based Billy on people you went to school with,
That's
didn't
very
you?
true, actually. Yeah, because you see that when we were writing this Give My Head piece, when we started writing it, there was a real issue with the RUC at that time about them, with the sectarian and the kind of orange thing. And I said, look, guys, I went to a Protestant school, and I know all the guys who basically people who didn't get their A levels. A lot of people didn't get their A levels.
Saying
And
peelers are thick.
I'm saying basically there wasn't a lot of jobs around. Thatcher was up. Where were we going to go? Was the peelers, and a lot of them basically were just normal blokes who just wanted to get a job and and live, and some of them weren't the brightest either. I'm not talking about anybody
but-
that I was in my class, by the way.
Yeah. So the peeler we portrayed wasn't really. He was just basically he was in it for the money. And,
In it for the money.
Yeah.
In it for the money. And it was a time in the 80s where just basically, you might remember, you weren't at school, but basically there was just nothing going. Loads of people were getting out. I mean, one of the guys I knew who became a policeman was basically, he'd actually been set up to join the Met. And then 2 days after his results, and he thought, right, I'm away to the Met, they changed the height requirement and he wasn't big enough. So he got stuck with the RUC.
I had a cousin who joined the police, a Catholic cousin, and it was a bit kind of in the
that's
dark
right.
days.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a bit shaky
yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is absolutely true. He family were kind of supportive. We joined the police, and then he ended up in the riot squad. And they said, "Well, I supported him," and then he ended up in special branch. And go, "All right."
Okay.
Then he moved to traffic branch. Now nobody speaks to the bastard. But Hope Street is doing really, really well. How many series are you on to now?
So we've just, so season 4 is out at the minute.
Right.
And it's a great season. A lot of new characters this year. We've Lynn James on with us this year. Paddy Jenkins has joined us. Eleanor Methven.
Holly's playing a blinder.
He's
on it.
brilliant.
Yeah.
The new cast are fantastic. It kind of keeps it fresh for us.
Yeah.
So, but the show is constantly growing. So we're just waiting on the green light for season 5. So
And it's go on. Where is it? It's Netflix. Not Netflix. It's BritBox and stuff. It goes all across
BritBox
the world. It's doing really, really well.
It's doing brilliant in America, Australia. I think that was always going to be their target audience because it's post-troubles. It's light. It's fluffy.
It's not
kind of. It's not too heavy. You can dip in and out, and it's
not
different.
Cutting edge. It's kind of gentle, but it's
easy watching.
Really nice.
But the characters are all really relatable.
Yeah.
You know, it's they're all kind of normal looking too. You know,
Right.
no Botox or.
And when you're down in Donegal, do you bump into Jimmy Bryson much? Does he?
Unfortunately not.
No? Oh, I'm sorry. Northern Ireland being Northern Ireland, we know the guy who's behind it, Paul Marquis.
Oh, yes, you know Paul.
Not only do I know Paul Marquis, who I think he's the creator
North Belfast.
North Belfast.
North Belfast.
Went to the same school as me, St Malachy's College.
Yeah.
Born in the same day as me. Me and Paul Marquis.
No way.
23rd of June. 1960. Well, actually, I'm not told people I'm 60. What am I talking about? Yes, we're all 60. Born the same day as me, 23rd of June 1960. And I hadn't seen him for years. He went to England and then he came back. So we've got this wee programme called Hope Street, and he's doing remarkably well. Isn't he?
He's doing very well for a play to
Is he all right? Do you like him? Is he all right? Is he cool? You can say that. Well, you're on camera, so yeah, and you want the 5th series. So
I get on the best with Paul.
Yeah.
He's very funny.
He is very
and he's
funny.
got some amazing stories.
Yeah.
He's a bit like me. We were at this the TV Awards during the week. Hope she was up for a wee award. Didn't win, obviously.
Didn't win it?
Blue Lights won.
For thanks.
Listen, congrats. I mean, it's a brilliant show. It's brilliant. But, you know, I was saying to Paul, you know, I get really nervous in big crowds. I'm not good. I don't know how to behave. I either overcompensate and make a dick out of myself, or I become like really quiet and a bit of a loner. So it was all kind of up for grabs that night. And then Paul was like, I feel exactly the same way. So he's brilliant crack on a one-on-one. You know, I think he's better kind of when he's just having a bit of crack with you. But he's some fascinating stories.
Yeah.
Must be great, though, be able to get regular work at home without having to go anywhere else.
It's bloody brilliant. And it doesn't even feel like work because everybody's so dead on. It's like like what yous have. Like yous get into work just feels like you're going to spend the day with your mates.
You're going to hate them.
That's not what you said
You
to me.
don't know what it's like. You do not know what it's like, Kerri. I'm not again empty.
Do you actually get really like pissed off looking at
No,
each
we
other?
had all our fucking conversations years ago.
Oh, really? So it's all out?
No.
Fuck you and the horse you come in on, you know. We had all that years ago, you know.
But so how long does Hope Street film for? You do like a big block
this
in Donegal.
Yes, so this year was 8 episodes. I've got a cold, you say. Sorry about that. So 8 episodes. It was
Have
15.
a cup of delicious drip coffee. That would
It looks
soothe
great.
your throat. It is delicious.
I was dosed with a cold on Sunday too. Sounded
You
like
were,
Barry
but you were
White.
total professional, and you just went.
I know, I was very professional.
You kept going.
So yes, it was 15 episodes last year, which was hard, very hard. Plus, I was also filming Say Nothing, so I was flying back and forward. So this year was a breeze. It was 8 episodes, loads of new characters. So the crack was brilliant. It was new, it was fresh, and everybody had this lovely energy, and it was a joy. It didn't even feel like going into work.
Oh, that's
But
lovely.
you also did a good stint on Coronation Street.
I did.
You were working in the knicker factory, weren't you?
Oh,
For
aye.
a few seasons. Did you enjoy that?
I had the time of my life. It was the most amazing experience, and I was shitting myself because it's Coronation Street. You know, like everyone's
I
been
haven't
watching.
watched it in a while. Is Bette Lynch still in it? Is she?
Yeah, she's
still there.
she's
Enid
going strong.
Sharples.
I haven't watched it in
You mean when it
ages.
was good?
Well, you were in the knicker factory. That was Mike Baldwin,
had a
was it? I remember that.
Mike Ball was well, he's not there.
Yeah,
anymore.
but he's
So it's actually Peter Barlow was over there, him and Carla. But my
I'm
first
completely
scene.
lost here. You know?
Do you know Peter Barlow?
I have no idea about Coronation
Peter
Street.
Barlow was Ken Barlow's son. He was always a bit of a drinker. But
Oh, right, okay.
he was he was a dark horse. I always found him really sexy. I always kind of fancied him. And my first scene was with Peter Barlow, so I was shaking. It was in Roy's Rolls, and I was shaking like a leaf. And he walked in, and he was like 4 foot. I was like, oh God, he's tiny. I was like, God, this would never work. And he walked in, and my first line to him was like, I thought that was she. Remembered you were short. And everyone went, ah! So it kind of settled in straight away.
And excuse me for not watching it, but did you have to do a northern accent, or were you Belfast? Or were you,
Belfast.
Oh, were you Belfast?
Belfast.
Ah, that's Charlie Lawson's fault. He started that, didn't he?
He did.
Yes, Belfast, so she is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Belfast. And what happened? Did they kill you or something? Or what did you?
No, they kept bringing me back for different storylines. So I went in for one storyline, then left, and then they would bring me back. So this went on for about a year and a half. And then they gave me a big Christmas storyline where there was like a love triangle with me, Kim Marsh, and a guy Tristan. So we were all. He was basically living two lives. He got me up the duff. He was engaged to her. Ugh. But of course, I was the one that came out looking the worst. I can't believe she did that in her. I didn't even fucking know. People stopped me in Tesco's going, "You're a rotten bitch," and I was like, it's not real. And also, I don't fucking know. But it was amazing. And then I left, like for good. Yeah. And then just before lockdown, that asked me to come back and stay in the show. That were going to, get me a house and put me in the knicker factory, back in the knicker factory again. And then COVID hit.
You probably would have ended up owning the knicker factory if you stayed around long enough.
Michael Condren's in it. Michael played some Nazi guy, and I met him. Yep. I met him, and he said,
"He's brilliant at it."
No, he said the most disturbing thing is people think he's really a Nazi in it, but B, he says, "I get fan mail, as in, well done, you're right." And I go, "I'm an actor, leave me alone." But apparently I was very nasty. He was very nasty.
I don't watch it anymore, but yeah, he was.
I don't watch it.
Because he couldn't say anything about it.
Yeah, who cares about Coronation Street?
Now that I'm on it, I don't watch it.
You've lost a viewer there, Coronation Street. But what's it like actually? I mean, is it a sausage machine?
It's a well-oiled machine.
Is it just bang, bang, bang? You don't get any time. How do you rehearse? You just go, there's your script, bang. You don't rehearse?
The first day I arrived, I said, "And what time's my pickup?" And they went, "No, you clock in like everybody else. Like there's no drivers. There's no." I was like,
"Oh right,
where's my driver?" There's no driver.
You get yourself there.
You go in.
Set.
Your costume's hung up. You go in, put your costume on, and it's huge. It's like, where am I? So you have to go to the board and all to see where you are, because obviously I was new and hadn't a clue. So there's different studios, it took a while to kind of settle in.
I did the tour, and I can see how it's set up, because they've got like two crews shooting. One is doing the exteriors, where the whole street is. They've built the street. I mean, the street's just there, and all the fronts. I mean,
and you walk in, and there's literally crew all sitting there, like
But the interiors are done in another place.
Yes, it's all done inside. Yeah,
so you're going into the Rovers. There's the front of the Rovers is there in the street, but they film it in
the interior.
Yeah, and that's another crew doing that.
Yes,
so, I mean,
exactly.
it's quite efficient the way that's
it
actually
is.
set
It's
up.
like it's a major operation.
And as an actor, is it pressure? I mean, you don't get rehearsals. You just learn your line, and what you just. When you do a couple of run-throughs or something, or do you just go right?
Well, you do a line run like anything, but it's very, very quick. But Hope Street's quick as well. But I think when you do theatre, you're kind of already equipped for that. I don't mind. I like working fast like that, because, do your homework. Be ready to go.
I'm very good at learning lines.
You are, yeah.
Very good at learning lines. Yeah.
What are you saying to him? What are you getting at?
Just saying, Michael, I'm very good.
Are you the worst for learning lines?
No,
He's really good.
No,
he says everybody else's lines.
No, I mouth. I've had this terrible mouthing problem.
It's like going, Tim. And you sit and watch it on the camera going, Tim.
Yeah, I'm going like, my lines are, sir, to be or not to be, that is the question. Tim is sitting going, and
then I say my lines. But I don't really know my lines. I know everybody's lines. But anyway, but when we do Give Me Headpod, the Christmas special, which we're doing on the 16th of December. Tickets away. The next Monday. We rehearse for a week beforehand. It's a studio, so it's completely different. You just get your script and you go bang. There you go.
But you do it in front of an audience.
Yeah,
of course.
So it's doing a wee play, So
it's very different. It's like, but I'd love that.
Yeah.
Because the feedback's instant. Like if you're being funny and you get a laugh from a class,
it's
great.
Different.
You haven't been on Give Me Headpod, have you?
Never.
Never
been asked.
what happened there, Nick?
Never, no, I don't know.
Well, see,
He's had me in Betrayal of Trust. Was I shite? Or what's it
no. You were brilliant in Betrayal of Trust. That was a thing we did, viewers, a long time ago, 2010?
Yeah.
2010.
About the pedo... No, it wasn't very funny. It was about the paedophile priest, Brenton Smith. And it was really... I was actually... It's a really good story, the Brenton Smith story, because it was the first real scandal that lifted the rock on the paedophile scandal in Ireland. It brought down a government. It set the whole thing off, and there's a family at the centre of it who were very, very good and very important in the making of this drama, and we were really, really proud of it. Cause it wasn't. We had fuck all budget. We had a budget of it was tiny, and we got 2 hours out of it. And Ian Beattie played the paedophile priest, and you played the
Dervla.
One of the victims.
I was all biz because you actually saw me for the younger girl part, and I was going, really? And I knew I was too old, but you still see me, and it really boosted my confidence, so thank you for that. And then you offered me Dervla, so it all worked out in the end. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Well, I remember you did a brilliant audition. for that part. No, you didn't get it.
Because that was
you
it,
did
but
a
that was meant to
brilliant
be.
addition.
For the
Yeah,
younger
the younger
part.
part.
I was too old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were challenged, let's say, but the slightly younger part.
Charming. What a
I was up
charming
early
weapon.
that morning too with ice cubes in all my eyes going, I've got this, they'll never know.
You see,
Kind of pigtails and all.
See, that's the trouble with serious drama stuff, particularly for women. You go, oh, you're a certain age, tough luck. You know, I'm 60, he's 60, he's older than me, he's playing my bucking son. People go, I accept
I know, but
that,
you've got
yeah.
a wee baby face.
I have a very baby face.
You do.
But then you do a lot of serious drama. We did that one, and you're now in Say Nothing.
Say Nothing.
Playing the Price Sisters' Ma.
Chrissy,
How
yeah.
was that? It was a big mega production, wasn't it? It was
Well, it was for
where was
me.
that filmed? Was it?
Well, the studio stuff was outside London and Watford. So they kind of started with the family scenes and stuff when
This
they
is
were
the big
younger.
drama that's all about the
Yeah. I mean, it's
disappeared and
brilliant.
the Congo.
It is.
It's 9 parts, 9 hours or something.
It's well, I think it's 45 minutes.
It's getting
But
great
nine-parter.
reviews.
It's definitely worth a watch. It's brilliant. It's just really, really well done. Lola Pettigrew, Anto Boyle, Hazel Dupe, and there's a guy from Liverpool playing the young Jerry Adams,
Right.
and he is like impeccable. His accent's amazing. He looks like him. He sounds like him.
Wow.
Like it's great. And do you know what I'm so proud
Did you
of?
ask him if he was in the?
In the Ra?
Just to be clear, Jerry has denied any involvement. Yeah, Jerry.
That's stated very clearly at the start and end of every episode.
But was it hot and heavy? And it was.
It was really daunting because obviously you're from Belfast. You want it to be right and you
Yeah.
want to be respectful, because you're dealing with real life people. But it was the sheer kind of size of the production. Like, it was huge.
It's Disney, isn't it?
It was Disney.
Yeah.
So, big sets, massive crews, ADs walking about with microphones and stuff so everybody can hear. So it was quite like, oh shit. But I was very lucky because I had Stuart Graham by my side and Lola
Stuart.
and the lovely Eileen Walsh. So we were kind of like the family unit and it was lovely. And Mike Lennox directing, he's a dream. He's just an absolute dote. But I'm so proud that it's showcasing so much local talent. Like you look at, like even later on, you've got Jared McCabe, Danielle McGuinness, you've Judith Roddy, you've Jared Jordan, to name a
Bernadette
few.
Brown.
Lovely
Bernadette
Bernie
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah, we love
Like
Bernadette.
loads of local faces
Yeah.
being class.
Yeah.
And you're just going, look.
And that's Americans going, this is brilliant. Yeah.
And
great
not
reviews.
using Americans, using people from here, and you're going, yeah. Absolutely. Because so much is being made here, but
the
we get
film
the
and
drabs, don't we?
Well, the film and TV industry is booming. It's weird things that are happening. And comedy as well is absolutely booming. There's a stand-up scene and all sorts of things happening. But TV and stuff is doing really, really well as well. I mean, you think of Blue Lights, think of Hope Street,
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's going completely outside Northern Ireland. We've got away from, Johnny's been shot. I blame a rat. It's called, but it has moved on. And, and it really is doing very, very well at the minute. And are you benefiting from that? Are lots of actors getting work here?
I think like local productions, like Hope Street. Hope Street's brilliant at casting local people, as are Blue Lights. I just think some of the bigger productions, when you hear all these big shows being filmed here, because I used to live in the apartment that you no longer own, by the way.
No, shut up. There's a legal issue.
Oh, really?
Jeez, you just ruined my Christmas.
Sorry. But there's actually...
we could do a special podcast about lawyers who try to get an apartment in North Belfast, but I'd rather not get into it right now, Kerri.
Okay.
But thanks for bringing
Sorry
it up.
for bringing
no,
that
no,
up.
it's all right. Thankfully, I have a
Well, I've
delicious
just
cup of
moved in.
drip coffee to get me over the... So, you had an apartment in North Belfast.
which you know very well.
Which I know very well.
And some of the guy Jim that used to live next door to me, he works in all this like the big shows like the Dungeons and Dragons, and they're all being shot here and people going, you must be getting seen for all the big stuff. I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's local productions that are doing right by local actors and local crew, but all the big stuff that's coming over here, you're not getting seen for it. Like,
You're not.
so I want something done about it. Who do I
Who
email?
would you like us to write to?
I don't know. Somebody.
We were recording that wee show, Criminal Records, on Sunday morning, and you had to be away early because you were singing.
I was singing.
You were gigging.
Singing from supper.
You're gigging every Sunday, or you were?
I'm gigging every weekend. So Christmas is the busy time. I kind of dip in and out of AM, PM, just depending on if I'm filming or whatever. And they're very good at facilitating that. So coming up to Christmas, like you've got you know, 2 on a Wednesday, 2 on a Thursday, 2 on a Friday, 2 on a Saturday, 2 on a Sunday. So our Christmas dinner started last week.
Right.
So on the 9th of November, we were all singing Merry Christmas. Come on, everybody. Fairy Tale in New York, me dressed as Mary, Ross is the Gabriel Angel. So yeah, it's full swing Christmas and AM PM. It's great.
You enjoy it?
I do. I love it because I love singing. I just don't really get a chance to sing.
Did you start as a singer or as an actor?
You were singing in bands when you were a teenager, weren't you? I mean,
yes, you remembered that more so than me. That's really impressive. Yes, I was singing in bands when I was 16.
Right.
Sang in an ABBA tribute band called the Super Troopers.
You sang in an ABBA tribute band?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Who were you?
Frida.
Benny, obviously.
Benny. Well, they were all swingers, so we kind of, you know, we always mixed it up.
2024, hey, come on, you know, be whatever you want.
But have you ever noticed their posters? Like, when we were doing the posters, it was like trying to look at their face and going, what face does she put in? And Frida always looked like she was about to knock somebody's bollocks in, so it was always like that. And yet, I always looked like she was about to cry. So we had all these different photographs of us just putting in all these mad
Looking
faces.
serious.
Looking serious and aggressive, very aggressive, but sexual at the same time. It was
Yes.
you know, but we got there.
Who
in
was the
end.
blonde one then?
Agneta.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
How could you forget Agneta?
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah. That was
Oh, was she your favourite?
oh
aye?
God, aye.
Don't know why I'm taking that so personally.
Dancing Queen. I know why you take that.
share with the group there.
What do you
mate.
know?
The other one was Ginger, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, varied from like dark to
Yeah.
ginger.
And they went through a phase of being, oh God, wise up ABBA, and then to unbelievable. Everybody thought ABBA were wonderful and the best thing ever, weren't they?
But sure, their songs are class.
They are.
Like, they are good. We still do.
They're hard to sing though, aren't they?
Very hard.
You see?
Very hard.
You're-
And the
you're
older you get,
comfortable.
your voice changes.
No, they're,
So that's why
they're
I think
genuinely not. Yeah, they're well crafted songs. I mean, you're not able just to.
No.
you're
The
a crap
girls
singer,
were.
you'll
They were.
find
They
out.
were opera singers.
Were they?
Yeah. Like there's one like a concert. You hear them warming up, and they're like their stuff's really, really high. And the older you get, your voice drops.
Yeah.
So, and I've always had a low voice anyway. So, we do an ABBA candlelight in AM PM, which is gorgeous. It's not an ABBA tribute. It's just me and Heather telling stories about back in the day. You know, like singing in every hole in the hedge and how we made our own costumes. And when you get to a certain age, you just need to wise up and stop fucking wearing lycra and platform boots and just, you know, grow up.
Certain age. You're only 42.
I know, but lycra's lycra, you know.
Still a youngster.
See
Thanks,
what ABBA have
Damon.
done? That's what we need to do.
What's up?
That thing, the hologram thing.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do that. The hologram. Yeah. No, seriously, all that turn and give me headpieces. We see if we didn't have to turn up and they do. The ABBA thing is massive, isn't it? The hologram London tour. They don't even need to turn up.
Hey, people go
Yep.
go to it.
But they're apparently it's a brilliant experience. I've never
Right,
been.
yeah.
But
I've heard
apparently
it's great.
I heard it's absolutely fantastic. A really, really.
I would love to be a
brilliant
hologram.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to work
Full
that
head of
out.
hair, one chin, you know. It's gonna be good.
We'll have to speak to David Hall and work it out for next year. The whole Give Me
hologram
Headpiece
performance.
hologram tour.
Yeah.
You might get your lines right, Michael.
I might. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, we need to organise that. But you love singing, you love acting, and
I do. It's nice to dip in between, you know, the two of them. So yes, at Christmas time I always sing. I'd rather sing than do a Christmas show.
right, you're not
I
in a
just don't have
panto
it.
or anything.
I just don't have it in me.
You don't have it in. No.
What's wrong with Pat? What do you do against Pat?
I'm a lazy bastard.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
It's
Oh,
hard work.
yes, you do.
No, Panto is the one show out of like all the shows you'll do throughout the year. Is the one that you should just have a bit of crack and enjoy. But it's so exhausting.
yeah.
It's
I would
tiring.
say it would be.
And then, you know, Libby's getting older now. She's turning 13. She doesn't want to know me anymore.
Oh.
And that's hard. But so I always kind of, it's not fair on her.
I
You know,
know,
so
it's
it's
a
like
lot, I
when
know.
there's kids
Aye,
involved, you
that's
go,
your excuse. It's Christmas for the kids.
it's for the kids. It is. Plus, I'm
But John Lennon only does it to get away from his grandkids.
I-
Now, just to be fair to you.
fair play, I know.
John.
Him and
John
Paddy
has
still
been-
flipping.
Yeah, John has a bust now in the Grand Opera House in his own dressing room. I think genuinely John is the longest serving panto dame in the UK.
I think he is now, yeah.
Really? That doesn't surprise me.
30 something years, hasn't
Amazing.
missed an episode. Paddy Jenkins, who's been done, what's 15 years or something? Paddy's got over 1,000 shows on
But they love it. They
Well,
love it.
yeah, I mean,
But it's a
it
good
is hard work.
partnership, do you know what I mean? Like it's,
But it's about 70 or 80 shows a year. I mean, that's two a day for.
I couldn't.
Yeah. it's bad enough doing 26 shows to get my head piece on the tour. But it's tough. It's a tough business, isn't it? And it's tough to survive in this. I mean, we kind of, we brought various actors in and stuff. We were talking to Mary Jones and Ian is doing very well. Ian's never out of bloody work. But there's a lot of actors who are very, very talented who are sitting around waiting for a phone call.
But that's kind
the nature of the business.
It's the nature of the business. It's feast or famine.
But it's also the way it's auditioned now. I mean, you have to basically just self-tape now. You very rarely get a live audition. It used to be if you got into the room and you got to make you could feel the room and you could.
But here's the thing: for years it was like you went in, you did your audition, then you were recalled, and you had the one-on-one. Now it's a tape, which I'm actually better with because my nerves just fucking eat me alive. I'm up at 5 going, oh fuck, I can't. And I've got so into the swing of self-taping and not seeing anybody, and then if you balled it up, you can go again, which is great. Yeah. So now if I do have to go into the room, I don't do myself any favours because I'm so nervous.
You get nervous.
As where some people prefer that one-on-one kind of, and you can ask questions like, if am I right, am I wrong, So with the tape, you're basically trying to read their mind, thinking, I'm going to give this a shot. It might be what they're looking for, and it might not be. But as you're in the room, you can say to them, am I right or wrong? But again, it's also by profile. Yeah. Every show, especially like dramas and stuff like that, they'll look and go, what's she done? Fuck all. No. It's what it does, so you're kind of battling that as well.
But you've done a lot.
But still, in comparison to a lot of people, it's,
Have you done any comedy?
Clearly not. No, you mean like stand-up?
No, in comedy shows. Been in any? Why have we not had our own Give Me a Headpiece?
We've already been down that road, and it's hard to make
it. You've been down that rabbit hole again.
You said you never asked me.
I'm just thinking now, it's,
I don't
for
get
nothing for us. What? Sorry.
She's doing for nothing. Just sitting scratching her hole.
No, but we are getting to that stage where there is so much talent here. We go, we know somebody for the part. We wouldn't bother auditioning people. Really,
absolutely.
Haven't had auditions for a long time.
I know exactly.
People are,
and that happens too. Straight offers.
Yeah, not to me. I've never been offered a part. I'd like to do a straight part.
We were talking about this the other day. I was like, do you ever act outside of your own work?
Yeah.
And you said, no, but you'd like to.
I made the mistake of being in a play once.
What play was that?
It was a long time ago, called Stand Up Man. And I made the mistake of being in a play where I was on stage the entire time. Which you don't want to do. You want to play where you're in for 5 minutes and then you're off for an hour.
No, that's harder. That's harder.
Oh, no.
It is.
No.
And did you have lines or were you just...
Oh, no, I had there were large periods of there was sort of a ghost at the back of the stage.
So you used to stand there?
You had to stand there, but react as well, which is,
reacting
stuff. And then the only other one was I was in a very, very good film called The Belfast Story, which we talked about, where I was riddled with bullets up against a police station. Where I had a scene with Colm Meaney, which went down so well that I have never been asked to be in any other production whatsoever.
I've never seen it.
It was
I'm
the
intrigued.
Belfast Story.
Oh, you got to see this.
It is worth looking at. Well, Belfast Story. There are a number of very well-known actors in it. It's how would you describe a Belfast Story?
It's supposed to be serious, but it's extremely funny.
Yeah, it's
they're my favourite.
It's unintentionally hilarious.
You getting riddled was particularly funny.
Yeah,
that's very funny. Yeah, Johnny gets riddled.
Yeah,
you die brilliantly as well. So you kind of go. That's very funny.
So it's a serious film.
Yes. It's a serious film.
It was trying to be. It was one of these. I think it started. I think they ran out of money, wasn't that?
They
got halfway through and ran out of money, and you can see them running out.
That's when they brought him on.
Yeah.
Very hurtful.
You can actually see the money running out.
Colm, they somehow wangled Colm Meaney to be in it, right? Colm wasn't terribly happy with the script and used to disappear into his Winnebago with the director and come out with a brand new script every sort of half hours. It was one of those jobs, and it was quite controversial because the guy who wrote, I think it was an American guy, but his father was from here, wrote it. And it was always kind of a bit worthy about the peace process and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then as a gimmick just before the show was released, they sent everybody, all the journalists, a package including a balaclava and barbed wire and this thing. It was sort of menacing, sort of threatening letter that became a big news story. Going, what the fuck's this? And Ian Beattie is in it as well. Ian Beattie,
they're all in it. I mean,
this is so familiar. I'm
the
sure.
Belfast Story. I'm surprised you weren't asked to be in it.
No, you will literally see the money running out as the film goes on, because there's a big crowd scene at the end, and it takes place off screen.
Yeah.
So they're all talking about that crowd over there.
Yeah.
You don't see them.
You don't see them.
It's vaguely based on Martin McGuinness stuff. Somebody trying to shoot Martin McGuinness.
Yes, I know. I haven't seen it, but I know.
But the good news is it all ends well, because at the end everybody's playing hurling.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Cool.
See, very realistic. You know, having to get a GA club in East Belfast, but in the Belfast Story, they're all playing hurling at the end of it.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that was the last. I'm available for other parts if anybody's out there. But
Do you ever?
No, well, you see, Michael. Like, this was the thing we learned a long time ago. Don't give Michael a speech, because if you give him a speech, most actors would relish getting a big speech. You know. That's what the actor's dream, got on to it. If we give Michael a big speech, he goes on and just rattles through it like a machine gun just to get off. You know, so you give him a big speech with lots of pauses in it and jokes and all. He just goes, what? What did he say? What?
I have never.
And then he's off. There's anything to get it done and get off.
I like
It's the complete opposite of what an actor should do. You know?
It's a bit like sexist.
let's get this over with.
Oh God! No, I've never claimed to be a great actor.
Well, you see, that was. But we didn't get into acting because, to be fair, we the only parts we ever got was we wrote ourselves. But there were actors.
Wait a minute, you and I went to Dublin Theatre School.
That's
Now
true.
we were serious
We
actors.
were serious actors.
Did you?
Oh, we did. Oh, yes, we went to Dublin Theatre.
Can you not tell? But with the very, very early days, we wrote stuff for other people on TV and stuff, and we were going, they were missing the jokes, and so on. We were going, when you write it, you go, well, I know where the gag is.
Particularly with comedy.
Particularly with comedy, go, I know where the gag is because I wrote it, and I know when some actors were ballsing it up, you know, and you go, right, well, we do this ourselves. So that's how we kind of started.
So you hadn't set out to actually star in your own show?
Not particularly, no.
But everybody else was shaped and you thought,
yeah,
this is how you do it.
This is how you do it, yeah. And in the early
Well,
days,
especially if it's your baby.
yes. And if I'm honest, certainly in the early days of Give Me a Headpiece, there were some actors looking down their nose going, they're not terribly good, are they? You know, and we were...
Dear.
Oh, sure.
We were the keen amateurs and stuff. Yes, there was just certain actors weren't happy.
That's quite normal.
I have to go and do that dreadful
normal.
pantomime show.
It's like people who go to see plays to hate it. I go
I do.
when I was younger, I used to be like, I do that.
Oh, no,
How'd she get that? Why was I not seeing?
Yeah.
I think that leaves you after a while, and then I'm going to the theatre, I'm paying now £35 a ticket to go and see a show. It better be fucking good. I want entertained. I want to enjoy myself.
I kind of like bad comedy shows.
Do
oh, yeah, you go,
Yeah.
I know, and it might be shit, but at least I'm better than that. No.
We used to do the Edinburgh Festival, and in mistaken belief we would make money by doing the nobody makes money in Edinburgh, you know, but we enjoyed the thing. But what we used to do is we used to get the reviews out and see the worst reviews and go, right, I want to go to that one.
Just to
I want to go to that one.
push your ego to go and class. Yeah.
No, we just loved bad shows.
What was the
Like, it
People
was-
in Grey? People in Grey. What was that?
Moriarty and the People in Grey.
Moriarty
I
and the
remember them all, Tim.
Do you remember them all?
I do. The Toilet of Venus de Milo.
The Toilet
The
of
Venus
Venus.
de
Is that the
Milo.
one with the great strap line? It was in the great. You know how to advertise your shows in Edinburgh? The Toilet of Venus. Was that the one? The ultimate mind fuck. That was their strap line. You go, well, book me in for that. Was that one?
No, it wasn't. My app was a different one.
There was Dead Marilyn.
That was Bastard Head.
Bastard.
See, I remember them all. There was Dead Marilyn. That's right.
Dead Marilyn. Yeah, there was
Okay.
a man who did as Marilyn Monroe came back to life. Was a man.
No, she comes out of the grave,
brilliant.
But she's all
so
kind
she's
of
half
rotten.
decomposed. Marilyn, that was the show. Dead Marilyn.
I would pay £35 a see.
Yeah.
You see, that's the great thing about
Absolutely.
Edinburgh. You see, it's actually become more too corporate now. 'Cause I was in Edinburgh, Lisa, and it's just millions of stand-ups who are all very good and all that, but it's not quite as mad as it used to be. The weirdo schools that we had,
the crazy stuff.
the crazy stuff and the rubbish stuff. You
The
know.
Great Ragazzi. There's no
The Great Ragazzi, he was on before us in Edinburgh.
we were doing a theatre show, and we were in this tent in the Pleasance, and me and him were going and going. and walked in. And it was completely black. I'm going, we'll put a light there, and put a light there, put a light there. And this guy was in the middle of his act. two people.
Two people.
People in the audience.
We assumed it was kind of rehearsal or something.
And he had a whole painted face, painted face, and he's doing the show, and it's all name it. And then afterwards, he's out the back having a cigarette. He's going down, I feel like I really connected with the audience this time. Two people.
That kills me.
But that's a great learning curve, Edinburgh, because we went and first year we were so shit. We were so shit that we had one show where the audience left in their droves.
That's right.
And literally halfway through, because there were about 20 of us in the cast, and we were all students and having a laugh and taking a piss, and it wasn't really, we kind of half-arsed. But part of the reason why we have a career is a very nice guys called the Bodgers from Scotland who had a sketch group in Edinburgh. And the owner of the theatre took us to one side and said, lads, be honest with you, it's a bit shite. I'm going to get these guys, the Bodgers, to come and look at your show, and then come and look at their show and see. And they were 5 guys, and they were absolutely brilliant. They were stonking, and and we had props and scripts and costumes and all, and they were just 5 guys in black shirts, and they were brilliant. And we went, right, okay. And they were very kind and came to us and said, you're doing Monty Python impressions, that's ridiculous. Don't talk in your own accent. Obviously, half the cast don't want to be here. Get rid of them. Seriously, well, it was a kind of... And then they were very, very kind and put us in the right direction. And then me and Michael went to the bar and rewrote the script halfway through an Edinburgh run and completely rewrote it and slightly improved.
It did slightly improve it.
Slightly improved.
Well, it wasn't difficult.
And then come back to Belfast and
Well, one of the things that the biggest piece of advice was, why you're not talking in your own accent.
Yeah.
Because this is back to sort of late 80s.
Cultural cringe.
And there was that cultural cringe where, you did feel very self-conscious.
About your accent?
Coming
About talking
from
in
here.
Northern.
Yeah, because nobody had heard it.
Yes. It's totally changed now.
Yeah.
It's...
And there was no local Northern Ireland comedy at that time, so we were doing Monty Python impressions.
Yeah.
We were literally taking Monty, doing English accents
I'd
and
pay
stuff.
£35 to see those.
Sign home.
Go.
No, oh God, I'm terrible at accents. Oh yeah. I can hardly do Daft, of course.
I always say to Diona, because obviously Diona's now my woman of many talents, another very, very talented woman. And I was on her show, and I was just saying, could you get nervous doing stand-up? Like what do you find harder? Because obviously Diona's writing now, and she's doing stand-up, and she's performing, and she was saying that, stand-up is something that kind of, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But it's either in you or it's not. You don't.
I couldn't.
I tried it. I was no good at it.
I'd be shite.
It isn't.
I'd be shite.
It's a different discipline. You have to really...
Somebody didn't laugh at me. Be like, why are you not fucking laughing? What?
I had a 1 hour show and it lasted 5 minutes.
I honestly, I salute anybody who can get up there and actually make somebody laugh.
It is, when it goes well, it's very, very nice to do when you go. Because I know within 2 minutes again. Well, in fact, I know within 30 seconds of standing up to do a gig, this is going to be nice, this is going to be hard, or this is going to be.
Because I've seen you, like you do a lot of the Spirit of NI awards and stuff. And you're brilliant. Like
Did you hear that? Yes.
Yeah, but you are like you're a very funny man.
Yeah.
But have you ever had one that went really shite?
Yes. Do you want me to talk about it? Don't traumatise.
Therapy.
It was a
I want to
corporate
know.
gig. It was a corporate gig in a big castle down south for a bunch of English people who really wanted Roy Chubby Brown, and they were all drunk. And I was hired by somebody in Belfast who liked me, and there were two Northern Ireland people and 20 drunken English people from Leeds. And I died on my hole, and it was so awful that I got angry with them and decided I was only supposed to do 20 minutes, and they hated me, and I did 35 minutes just to annoy them. Just to annoy them getting angry, and some of them heckling and stuff, and a couple of them got up and left and stuff like that. And the trouble was I had to stay in the hotel, and they were all I couldn't just walk off, get in my car and go, oh God, that was awful. I had to stay in the hotel behind. But it's a long time since I've had a bad gig, but corporates
He has some great heckling breakdowns, like.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Just shut you the fuck up.
Especially in our accent. You know what I mean?
I don't like hecklers. I think hecklers should be kneecapped. I never really get that.
Anyone with a microphone,
He also
seriously,
has
like.
I fucking told you. That's good one.
Fucking told you, shut up.
Have you ever get heckled? You not on stage?
You mean like in the supper club?
Yeah.
I don't. That kind of gives me a nervous arse going out and kind of trying to be a gag. If something happens and it's funny and it's organic, brilliant, and I get a wee laugh at people, I say I can't be funny. But most of the time I'm just the singer that goes out and talks about a shite. We'll talk about loads of different things, like especially on a Sunday when it's like everyone's been to mass and stuff, and we'll talk about still being allowed to dry ride and stuff like that. And even though it's a Sunday, let's get daytime drinking and dry riding, and
right.
by the end of the day we're all going to end up fucking going with each other. So it's all like a wee bit tongue in cheek. But in terms of getting up and actually like hosting a show and stuff like that, it's not something I would ever want to do.
No.
And I don't think it's something I'd be very good at.
So you're going to stick to the acting?
Going to stick to the acting. And the dancing, I'm not a dancer, by the way.
Are you not a dancer?
I Irish danced for years. I can move, Tim.
You can move?
I can move. But,
so can I. You want to see our moves on this stage show? Oh, unbelievable.
Who does your choreography?
Michael.
That's bad. Yeah, that's how bad it is, But I can move to my right and move to my left.
Yeah. You know river dance?
Yes.
It's not like that. It's not like that. Contemporary dance, I call it. What we do, it's kind of it's free
Damon
form.
always says this thing. So, we need more songs in the show. We need more songs in the show, and he goes, yeah. I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, and it would be really good if you and Ali. Right. So these scenes that we've nothing to do with the scene. We have to get shoehorned in so we can do the song and dance routine.
Yeah, people like a song.
Or Paddy has to be shoehorned in together.
Paddy Jenkins can sing and dance.
Yes, he can.
Marty McGuire can sing and dance.
He can.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my wee lad Connell is turning 26 in January. But I think it was about 5 or 6. The best piece of advice he gave me was, Daddy, don't dance. Daddy, don't dance.
He'd seen you.
And he was serious.
I believe Marty McGuire came in and did a wee stint. Was it last year when Paddy?
Oh yeah, Paddy was this year. Paddy
was it this year? I thought it was last year.
This March.
Paddy literally broke a leg.
God, love him. And Marty came in and
Marty learnt our script in about a day.
It was incredible.
And he was incredible.
Oh, brilliant. I'd heard bits and pieces.
And he was wonderful. You obviously didn't bother yours buying a ticket, thanks. We're on again next March. You can buy a ticket next March.
I will, Tim.
Kerri, I tell you what, since you've been very, very kind to us and been a guest on this show, we will give you 2 free tickets.
Yay!
With Strabane or
Castleblaney.
If you put her in the show, should go to you.
We put her in the show, yeah.
I would have no choice but to be there.
Exactly.
Listen, Kerri, it's absolutely lovely talking to you. The very, very best with the new Hope. There'll be a 5th series of Hope Street.
Well,
I will speak to Paul Marquis myself, and we will get that sorted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank
you very much to our sponsors, Drip. Remember, if you go to Drip on the Ormer Road and say, "Give my head some pizza," we'll give you 20% off. We've some fabulous guests coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we have Conor Grimes coming in next week, and we have some other surprises lined up. And Dan, we are going to do. This is Dan, the producer. We are going to do a special episode where we don't have a guest, but we ask audience, our lovely audience, to put in questions about Give Me a Headpiece. We'll do that in a few. Will we do that in New Year, Dan? Will we try and aim for the New Year? We'll maybe think of, so if you have any questions you'd like to ask the 3 of us about the history of Give Me a Headpiece or anything to do with Give Me a Headpiece, ask them now. Subscribe below, like and send, and tell your friends to watch the Give Me a Head podcast. To like and support the Give Me a Head podcast. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, Kerri Quinn. Thank you, Kerri Quinn.